Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's show, another niche genre. Hola.
Hello.
Hello.
Nope. Hold on. Wah wah. I can't hear anything. Nope. Hello?
Yes.
Hello. Oh, man.
Hello.
Okay. Cool.
Helps you plug your headphones in.
No, it was plugged in. It was just using a different. I am downstairs in the dining room, just like the ye olden days of recording, and I have because we got dropped off two pugs and a Maltese today, all from the same family who don't like to be left alone.
Ah.
Oh, of course.
At all.
You're just sort of like, at all. Well, you know.
Not even a little bit. Don't walk into the
Come
next room.
Stare at them.
Yes, as they stare back at me with their cold, puggy eyes.
Pugs do have very strange eyes. I will say. They're very... they sort of make me uncomfortable sometimes. Like, they're so, like, gigantic. Like, I don't know.
It's unsettling, and then, like, to me, it's like, oh, look at that little tiny face, and then this giant gaping maw of a mouth opens, and you're like, where did that come from? Oh my gosh.
That's true. They're very...
Right.
They're such an odd little dog.
Right, they are.
And lots of people really like them, so I'm not trying to disparage pugs in any way. I just find them odd looking. Is all.
They are.
No offense to all those pug owners out there, but
Oh, snap.
yeah. I've never really even interacted with a pug, I don't think, that can come to mind immediately.
Sure.
So I have no opinion on, like, pug behavior. Only they look odd. Like,
well, I mean, the only pugs that I have interacted with prior to this, I think maybe we had one other one. It was a really old pug. But prior to that was from Milo and Otis. And so...
a movie I constantly forget about because I remember not. Yeah, I think we've talked about that before on
Yes,
here.
we have.
Like, I remember there's a crab and a river.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
And at the end, they have kittens and puppies.
Don't have any recollection. I remember the part with the river and the crab.
Mm-hmm.
That is all.
Yeah,
That's like,
I remember.
I don't.
Anyway,
is it narrated? Is the movie narrated?
It is. Anything
happening in there? Is it narrated, or do they talk like Homeward Bound?
No, they do not talk. It's the same narrator. Okay. It's the same narrator that does different voices for them.
Okay.
So
it is narrated.
It's narrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't even remember that.
Oh, well. Yeah. Anyway, I was just...
So, is it good? Do we know? Has anybody seen Milo and Otis in the last 20 years?
I don't know.
Does it hold up? Is it a good movie?
Don't know.
I have no idea.
Challenge.
So, where does one even find Milo and Otis? I haven't even...
I don't know. I did ask. So while the owners were, how do you spell Milo and Otis? While the owners were dropping off I'm not typing notes, but while the owners were dropping off their dogs, I was just like inside my body. I was so excited because I was like, I'm going to finally be able to ask a pug owner if they've watched Milo and Otis, right? And so I'm standing there just waiting for the right opportunity for them to do that. And then there's kind of a lull in the conversation, and I go, so have you seen that movie Milo and Otis? And the lady kind of looked at me like, yeah, we've seen it. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the only context people have for pugs. Nobody actually has ever met a pug before. That's what I'm getting here. Do pugs even really exist? Are they real dogs?
Who is in my house?
Again.
Oh, I don't know. I'll let you know. They're with us for 9 days. So
there you go. Wow, that's a long time.
They're going to Cancun.
Oh,
which is fun.
All right. I mean, I guess so. I'll take your word for it.
There are
also never been to Cancun, never seen a pug. This is really a weird day right now for me. Turns out,
we're finding out a lot about you. But the number of people that we know that go to Cancun on like a monthly basis is more than one, which is surprising.
So, I mean, I think the fact that one of your professions is dog sitter, which means you know lots of people that go on vacation frequently, would lead me to believe that these results are slightly skewed. And
but like, even I know, but it's like the same people who are go. Well, we're going to Cancun again, right? That's the part that is so shocking. Like
that is very odd. I will say that
they're like, oh, well, we had a free weekend, so we're going to Cancun. I'm like, what? That's weird. But they drive an hour and a half into Kansas City, get a direct flight to Cancun for like $70 and good to go.
I mean, I guess so.
Which is shocking. It doesn't appeal to me, but oh well.
Well, me neither. But I mean, like, I'm not really like a beachy person. It's like, hey, do you want to hang out on the beach? No, like
no,
not really. So, what else you got? Like, I don't.
Anything else? Yeah, I mean,
I realize there's other things to do in Cancun, right? But they do have an industry sort of based on beaching,
for sure,
right? So, like,
that's kind of what they do. Yeah.
Well, they have other stuff, right? You can see like the Mayan ruins, right? You can go to like a cenote. You can do all kinds of. There's other like cultural experiences you can have in that peninsula, the Yucatan Peninsula. But most people go to beach, so like I don't.
Oh, sorry. I had a glitch in the system, but I think we're back to normal now. So okay, sorry.
Okay.
I haven't had to do I haven't set up my mobile podcasting rig in like forever, so it's
all right, ironing them out at the beginning. It's fine. So
smooth sailing here in about 30 to 64 minutes.
It's true. all I can find is you have to like purchase Milo and Otis for viewing for like $3 from.
Isn't it on like Amazon or something?
Well, it is, but it's not apparently on Prime. You have to like buy it and watch it. And I'm not really about that life. I don't really want to watch Milo and Otis that badly to spit on it. So,
well,
I guess we'll never know.
Just no way to find out.
Literally no way to find out. I can't possibly tell you whether or not Milo and Otis is good.
Well, no.
With my luck, it would be like the narrator has an annoying voice. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, that's why I didn't like it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Random. You talk about.
I think there's a fox in that movie, possibly too. I'm not sure. Anyway, sorry.
Probably. No, this is going to be really random, and I don't know why.
So on par with this show.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect.
Collin, have you listened to the show before? First, long time,
yeah, I was gonna say
first time listener, long time caller. And so
all the listeners are going, yeah, we know. It's fine.
we know. It's kind of what you guys do. But you talk about the sounds like that kind of bring you back to a moment, like the voice. Like if you were to hear that, like you would have these different things that would bring to mind from it. I was walking in our back door, and we have a keypad entry to get into our doors, and the door unlocked, and it made this sound, and I have no idea where this sound came from my childhood, but it's a sound that I remember, and I remember hearing it a lot, but I have no idea where it is. Okay, this is the sound it goes.
Oh no. What? Oh. I know what that sound is.
What is that sound?
Aaron, I want to know what Aaron thinks.
So there used to be there's two possibilities. So the first possibility is that one of you guys had like a little like like spelling like computer, and if you like, and you can play games on it, and it made that sound if you like type something in wrong.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I think that was Colin's device.
Yeah. It was a red and blue kind of laptop-y looking thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Because I used to play with it because I was like, you can eat.
Yeah. That thing was weird.
Like I know that sound.
It's true. What was that?
Yeah,
anyway, what was the other possibility? Before we do some more Googling about why Collin Google's blue and red spelling device, I want to know what your second possibility was.
1990s.
I don't know. So this is kind of like a 1A option of like, we had like a Teddy Rumpkin.
Yeah, but I don't remember it making noises like that.
It didn't, but that was the other random 1990s electronic toy that I could only think of.
Oh. So that sound, the sound that, first of all, kudos for the spelling-y thing, because I completely forgot that existed until just right now.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Same.
Welcome.
So good job there. I thought it sounded like the old VCR from the basement.
Oh, yeah, that could be it.
Because that thing made the weirdest noises. Like when it was doing stuff. It was the most noisy machine. Right? It had all kinds of really weird noises for when you were rewinding, and then like when it was done rewinding and you were trying to eject, or when it got stuck ejecting. Yeah, so that it put me in mind of that VCR. This VCR, ladies and gentlemen, was like, it was definitely from like 1985, and it was it was enormous. It came in like two parts for some reason. It was in two halves. Because like half of it could be detached and like carried around and attached to like a camcorder, so you could like I don't know why the other half existed. I don't know what its job was really, but it was very mechanical. You could like see inside and see all these like whirring things. Right, it's very strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just because I know that it was related to like gears or something moving, but I for whatever reason, again, it just this sense memory of that sound from the younger days of, and I get it could have been the VCR, for sure, because I remember just hearing the sound like over and over and over again, like if you were hitting the wrong thing, like it was kind of like a reject. It was rejecting something.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. That's just that's what my brain does whenever I walk into my house.
That's very interesting. Could you find listeners? Collin has sent in a beautiful picture of this. Apparently, it's called the Vtech Talking WizKid Plus. I have no idea what it actually does. It is most assuredly blue and red, though. I'll tell you that right now. Aaron is correct. It does appear to be some sort of spelling device.
Yeah.
For practicing spelling. I only know that because one of the symbols on the side definitely says spelling bee with a little bee icon, clearly. There's also something called number chain and letter blaster, whatever that is. So it is most assuredly some sort of laptop looking thing.
Yeah, but not a laptop, right? Let's just be very clear.
Yes, it's a toy that looks like a laptop with the actually a very, very small old screen in the middle. With a variety of exciting things here. I wonder if there's a sound clip that goes with it to tell if that's what it's.
Oh my gosh.
Check on YouTube.
Yeah. So I typed
see if that.
Yeah.
Did you really Google red and blue?
Yes, I typed. Yes, of course I did. Oh, it did. Oh, excellent. Oh,
just making sure it worked. I don't know.
I have no idea whether a thing actually works. Yeah. Huh. Oh well. There's a YouTube video of someone using. It looks like an older version of it, not the one that we had, but it's interesting.
Huh. Why did we have that? That's what
I don't know. I just remember it being around. So
where did it come from? Did it just appear like Milo and Otis? No one actually knows.
Yeah. Right. When did that originally come out? That's like in 1986.
I just looked it up.
Oh,
86.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I looked it up a minute ago.
Yeah.
When I was looking to see if it was available for view.
Oh, okay.
And decided I couldn't be bothered to pay money for it.
Okay, so here's a part that I completely missed. Okay, the description of this movie, the adventures of a young cat and a dog as they find themselves accidentally straying from their farm in Japan. Does anybody remember them being in Japan?
No.
I do.
That context is completely lost on me.
Because they've got like a dairy cat.
100%.
What?
I had no idea.
I don't remember that.
I don't either. Again, all I remember is the river. That could literally be anywhere. So like,
but I remembered like dairy cows and things like that, and that doesn't conjure
you do
Japan.
There was a fox though. Yes,
I think there was. Yeah.
Does Japan have red foxes?
I don't.
That sounds familiar.
I don't know. Google, tell me. Does Japan? This is so. I'm so confused now. I don't understand.
What a world! What a world! So sorry I did this.
I don't understand what's happening. Yes, apparently there is a Japanese red fox.
Okay.
This is what I'm learning right now. Well, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this region name in Japan. But yes, widely ranging from grasslands to alpine belts in Hokkaido. That's what I'm going with.
Sounds
Sorry.
good to me.
Hey,
I like it.
There we go. Okay, so confirmed, Japan does have foxes.
Awesome.
This is good news.
Right.
And I'm assuming they have crabs as well, so I guess
it's just all making sense now, isn't it?
True. Side note, the Japanese red fox happens to be adorable. So just in case you were curious, yes, it is still. Foxes are adorable in general.
Yes.
Right, but this one is just continuing the trend of adorable creatures. Just thought I'd throw that out there as well.
You've seen the Tibetan fox, right?
Oh, good grief! Yes.
Okay,
I think it's great.
I love that. Oh, it always, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna find a picture.
I think it's so cute. Holy cow! There we go, man. Yeah, I did it. What other context for Japan is in Milo and Otis?
Oh, we definitely have to watch this again to, because again, listeners, this is all going up based off of 25-year-old plus memory. So
that's true. I remember. So also for context, we definitely somebody gave us a pirated copy of this. They had like recorded it onto VHS tape. We had a double feature VHS.
Of course,
yeah, it was definitely. It was that we got it from Barb in Illinois. Thanks, Barb. It was like Milo and Otis / Disney's Robin Hood. Right?
Yeah.
So it was together because apparently they're both very short. They fit on a single VHS tape. And so one of those we watched a lot. And the other one we had. Clearly.
Not so much. Yeah.
Basically, because I can quote Robin Hood verbatim. And I can tell you basically nothing about Milo and Otis.
Didn't even know its major setting.
Yeah, I had no idea it was in Japan. I had absolutely no idea. So I wonder, well, because most times they're in the wilderness.
Sure.
Right? And so I guess there's nothing like particularly Japanese about a field.
Or a forest.
Right? So like,
or a river. Yeah.
Or river. And the only other animals that I remember them encountering were a crab and a fox. None of which particularly scream Japan to me either.
Yeah. Especially to
a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Right? Who has foxes in his backyard. So like, I don't know. Look at this.
To me, you weren't going, that genius actually isn't found in the Western world.
Yeah, I wasn't saying, oh, that's Vulpus Japan, right? I had no idea. So yeah, being that I had a fox in my backyard frequently, I would just be like, oh, this must be somewhere nearby. No crabs in Missouri that I'm aware of. But you know, still like maybe the farm is like particularly like Japanese.
See, I couldn't even remember anything like houses or structures or anything like that, or bridges or roads. So like I only have them running through a field in my brain. So
yeah, and when they're by the river, there's kind of like on a sand. Yes.
Yes.
I seem to remember sandiness.
Sorry.
I don't either. I have no idea.
Huh.
None of these pictures are very helpful if you Google Milo and Otis. It's just a cover cat
photo.
And dog. I don't even know which one is which. Let's be real here. I don't know which one is Milo and which one is Otis.
Okay, so I'm going to click on this, and we're going to take bets. Hold on, let me figure out who this is.
Oh no! I have no idea what's happening.
Okay. So, Brandon, who do you think is Milo?
I don't. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the cat has to be Milo.
Okay, Aaron.
I was going to say the dog Milo.
Okay, Brandon, you're right. The cat's name is, in fact, Milo.
Yeah, I just felt like Otis is a much more dog name. So, like,
yeah.
Okay.
So this is okay. This movie was set in Japan because it is originally a Japanese film that was then dubbed into English.
Really?
Yes. The original Japanese version was narrated by this individual
lied to.
That has.
Well, now I want to watch the Japanese version.
Now I don't care about this English version. I want to know about.
Whoa.
Yeah. No.
Is this a bear? What?
Yeah.
There was a bear?
Yeah. I remember.
That kind of sounds familiar.
I don't remember this. What is going on? My life is so confusing.
Oh, okay.
Man,
okay.
What in the world?
Even more. Are you ready for the full version of the Milo and Otis universe? Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
There's an expanded universe?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
There's a bunch of books, isn't there?
There was a 1986 video game.
What?
That sounds familiar.
There is.
A video game was
What
Japanese.
do they do?
Was released for the Japanese exclusive Famicom disk system, which I'm looking at right now.
There's a Famicom game for Milo and Otis. What?
I have not seen a Famicom in 1.5 billion years. My goodness, those things are amazing. Wow. In case you here, there we go.
I can't. I am so. My mind is exploded right now. I have no idea.
I am. This is. Ooh. Okay. Man, that's insane. Wow. Huh. I love the way that thing looks. That thing is amazing.
Oh yes, listeners. It's again this listener's favorite part where we send pictures to each other and they're like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
Okay. So our explainer in chief, how would you describe the Famicom disk system?
Well, first of all, I would just Google Famicom, but it's it's a weird little thing. It looks kind of like a really old floppy drive, right? And it's like mounted on a box, and there's a controller that like sticks directly into it. It's very strange. It's a very weird little thing. This one is red and white. I don't remember them being that color, but there you go. How exciting. This Milo and Otis thing is tripping me out like crazy. This is just
wow.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Listeners, if you've ever seen Milo and Otis, I want to know your thoughts. If you've seen it more recently than 1995, I would also definitely like to know your thoughts.
There's so much to this. Milo and Otis was shot over the course of 4 years by a zoologist, Masanori Hata, and consisted of over 400,000 feet of footage.
Oh,
the movie's an hour long. What in the world? So the English one must be much different than the original Japanese version,
right? Because the Japanese one actually had poetry recited while the film was going on. So I don't even know if it told a thematic, cohesive story. Like
it might not have been. It might just been like a vignette thing,
right?
Right. It sounds like it could be like a vignette situation.
Yeah,
that's so weird. I'm so confused. My goodness.
And in the video game, you play Milo the cat, and you go through different.
No love for Otis.
No, but it looks it looks basically like Mario, though it's a left to right scrolling game.
Spoilers: all early video games were left to right scrolling.
I know. I'm just
platformers. They were all left to right scrolling platformers.
Setting some context, except for the ones that we were flying, right? And you had to fly basically forward,
right,
right,
and then not hit things. So it was like a reverse platformer. It was like, don't hit the platform.
Don't hit the platform. Avoid the platform. And the thing that makes it interesting is that you're set up on a day and month, and as you progress throughout the day, the sky changes, and so you're having to get to certain checkpoints before the end of each day.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe if I knew the context of the story of Milo and Otis, I would understand what you were doing.
I know.
I guess you're just trying to get home, right? Is this really just like?
I think it is.
Is this really just like is Milo and Otis really just the prologue for Homeward Bound? Is that what's happening right now? Is it Homeward Bound version 1?
Right. This is alpha version of
alpha version of Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
must be it.
Oh,
They just add a second dog, right? And
yeah, and they go done.
Boom. Full release.
Why is everybody complaining?
Yeah, that's good. It's weird that animal adventure movies used to be a genre.
They did.
Right? And I haven't seen one in like, do they still exist? Is this a dead genre? Is the animal adventure movie a dead genre movie?
Okay.
Does nobody make animal adventure movies anymore?
Well, so
other than like feature length movies, not like animated, not like, I'm not talking like Paw Patrol here, ladies and gentlemen. I know that's a thing. I've heard that exists.
It's a thing.
I do work in an elementary school after all. I've heard this, but I don't. Animal adventure movie.
Well, what was the one? What was the
thing?
What was
anymore?
What was the Jack London book that Harrison Ford played in with the?
Oh yeah, yeah, but that one has a person in it,
right?
I'm talking about like pure animal adventure, like only animals.
True,
because like Milo and Otis, only animals. Homeward Bound, only animals. Really, like there's a few like random people in it, but they're not like the point. Homeward Bound 2, Electric Boogaloo, obviously. That's.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a genre movie that seems to not exist anymore.
Well, especially in this format where it is a live action animal.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd agree. I don't think they're doing any more of those. I'm
going to Google animal adventure movies and I'm going to see what happens here.
See what pops up there.
I mean, I'm going to see if they're all. Yeah, these are all. It's giving me like Tarzan.
Oh, that's not really
The Lion King. See, I wouldn't count that one.
No.
I think the live action animal adventure movie is a very short lived. Oh, Cats and Dogs. That's a relatively recent one.
I didn't see that one.
Here we go.
Okay, so there is.
I didn't either, but it's on this list.
Okay, there is a one.
And then like, what's the other one? That other really dumb one. The like a Beverly Hills Chihuahua. There you go. That's another movie I know exists.
Yes.
So there we go. It's a really odd. We've accidentally discovered this very bizarre subgenre of movies. Live action animal adventure films.
My gosh.
Because I wouldn't count like anthropomorphized animals like Zootopia, right? That doesn't count.
No.
Like,
yeah.
Man, there we go. So it looks like Cats and Dogs, Beverly Hills Chihuahua, Milo and Otis, Homeward Bound 1 and 2, possibly 3. Was there Homeward Bound 3?
Don't know. Oh. Man, Beverly Hills Chihuahua had Drew Barrymore in it.
Yeah, it had lots of weird people in it. That's a weird movie that I just remembered existed when I saw. Yeah, Cheech Marin is definitely in that movie.
That's George Lopez.
Yeah.
Oh, that is very. I don't. Oh, there's a Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3. Came out in 2012.
So that must mean there's a 2.
Yeah,
I guess.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua. Look at that franchise. Ooh. Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Man, who knew there was an extended Beverly Hills Chihuahua universe? Who knew that? Not me.
I knew you were just dying to know more.
That's for sure.
More about them.
I just knew there was a first one. Man, there is a lot of movies on this list that I have not seen like in a million years.
Right.
This is crazy.
Or that you want to see.
Do you? Well, I mean, yeah. But like, I might save them for a different conversation, but like,
that's fine. Fair enough.
When we're done with this one, but wow, there we go.
Okay.
So, what a niche genre. I wonder if like Milo and Otis is secretly like a weird like cult classic that's revered by animal adventure enthusiasts.
Oh, you know it is.
Where like it's like the best one.
You absolutely
and they're all
know.
now really mad at me because I don't remember a movie that I watched when I was 9. Like I don't.
Don't you know? Like in the second scene, Milo is so.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't remember which one was which even.
Man, we've been canceled so many times right now.
So hard. Don't know Milo and Otis. Get out. I was like,
man, I really want to see if we can find the Japanese version of that because
I'm afraid of the Japanese version at this point. Like it sounds really intense, and I kind of am scared. Like it sounds bad. Like I don't know.
Don't know if you want to go down that road.
I don't know if I want that. I don't. It sounds horrifying.
What do you say?
I would settle for actually seeing the just the one I saw, like the American version, because I don't remember it. I don't even remember the plot. I literally have no idea what happens in this movie.
Sure. Yeah, I think
I know I've watched it more than once, but again, I was 9, I think. So like, that was a while ago. Right. That was over 25 years ago at this point. So like, oh no, yay.
Oh man. I'm finding. Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. There's a website called CinemaCats.com that does all of the reviews about cats and cat movies.
Just cat movies?
Just cat movies. And
what are some things on this list? Well, Colin's been killed now, Aaron. Sorry, we gotta continue on.
It breaks it down by cat breed too.
What? How extensive?
Well,
that's a labor of love right there. Somebody is a true enthusiast.
This is actually really intense.
It sounds very intense.
So the cat breeds. You can the Bengal, the British Shorthair, the Cornish Rex, the Devon Rex, the exotic Shorthair, the Himalayan, the Japanese Bobtail, the Maine Coon, the Mao, the Persian, the Ragdoll, the Scottish Fold, the Siamese, the Sphinx, the Turkish Angora, the Turkish Van. There's over 100.
I've heard of 4 of those.
Their recent posts for cats and cat actors include reviews before the movie Out, Cats and Dogs on Parade from 1951, Mikey from 1992, Peter's Friends from 92, Argo, Birdie, Russian Doll, Nothing in This World is Easy, Island in the Sun from 2004, Du Mieux Dod from 1921, and 12 Monkeys from 1995.
Okay, so these are... Okay, so this is just an exhaustive list of every movie ever made that has a cat in it.
Yes. The tagline is celebrating cats in movies and television.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm mildly dumbfounded right now. This is every cat that's ever been on film.
Yeah.
Literally every cat exhaustively listed.
I just
that has ever been on film. Wow.
I just found a whole nother world that I had no idea even existed. Man, I think.
Oh my gosh,
this is amazing. They've been doing this since 2014 too. They've got an index based off of.
I mean, I would hope so.
Well, no,
with that.
but here's how it's broken down: animated movies, animated shorts, documentaries and newsreels, movies, music videos,
Newsreels,
short subjects, special features, and television/web series. What? Oh my gosh! There is so much here. There is so much here.
My brain hurts right now. I don't even understand.
I can't.
What is it? Wow. How does this?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They have in here catalog a cat show from 1953. A newsreel segment from British Pathé shows several of the beautiful cat entries in this show. Among the spotted cats are a Himalayan, blue Persians, a tuxedo kitten being judged, and Persian kittens. And they've got screen grabs, and they've got
what?
This is it's wow. I am flabbergasted by this. It's a lady, Linda Kay, runs this. Man,
that's crazy. Oh my goodness. Wow.
In case you're wondering, they will not cover any cats of the big cat movies. So no lions and tigers.
Oh.
Only domestic cats. Yeah. So what have you done with your life? No,
nothing so ambitious as that. I can guarantee you. Oh my goodness.
Dang. Okay. Well, I don't have a follow-up to that. That's a lot. Wow. But I do have to say that those kind of people, like, that's one of the great things about technology and that the internet does provide, is that there are those corners of the internet, and those people are able to do that and catalog it and write that out, and it does exist. I think it's really cool that is able to exist, because at what other point in history would that have been something that even the next door neighbor would have found out about that you were doing, let alone people from across the globe being able to discover that and get access to all that hard work that you're putting into it.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just so intense. Like,
yeah. And, because they talk about here, when you go into talking about things like businesses, or when you're doing a product, or when you're doing art, or you're doing things like, who is your niche audience? Who are you trying to get this to? And somebody who wakes up one morning and goes, has anybody cataloged all of the cats that have ever been seen ever?
On film? Ever?
No, yeah, right. No? Okay, cool. I'll do that. I will do that one. Sorry, who would care? I don't know, but I want it. So let's do this.
I know. I just think how exhaustive that must be to try to source all of that material to do that.
Well, yeah, because
right? Like, where do you find some of these things, right? Like, how do you even get that raw material to know what on earth is happening? Wow.
Right. Did she have in her possession the 1953 newsreel from the cat show in London? Or did somebody say, hey,
probably not, but like,
yeah, right. I have this. But like, how would you even know to go? Oh, I have a video of a cat. I need to get this to Linda.
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
Yeah.
But it's like,
guys, if you have cat videos, send them to Linda.
Send them to Linda at cinemacat.com.
Yes. She needs them.
She does.
To be cataloged.
Yeah.
She might already have some of them, but we'll never know until we ask her.
Right. But, she's digitizing those, obviously, posting videos, posting screen grabs, and she's watching them to write a description and catalog what kind of cat it is, right? Just the immense amount of effort and work that goes into that just is totally mind-blowing to me. but that's what those labors of love allow you to do, right? Like,
yeah. My goodness, that's so intense. Like this has been a whirlwind ride right here, ladies and gentlemen. I am so exhausted mentally of this.
Anyway, back to that sound.
Yes, the weird spelling noise to who even is Otis to. I don't.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness! I can't. Oh man! So just since we're kind of done with that one, I would segue back to this list that I saw a minute ago. Of there's these movies on here that I have not seen in forever, and I kind of forgot they existed. Like All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
I did not remember that was a movie. Right, like Oliver and Company. What? What is this? I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh.
I vaguely have, a memory of that, but like I can't really tell you what that movie's about.
Right. Well, is Oliver and Company, is that one the version of Oliver? That's not Oliver Twist, is it?
I think so, but they're in New York. I remember he rides a taxi at some point. He meets the weird dog. I think it's a very loose interpretation of
right. Dang. Yeah.
Oh man.
And
then go ahead.
No, you go.
Sorry. No, because I was going to say something else. So what were you say? Everyone.
Oh, no. I mean, that came out in 1988, and it's kind of in the string of movies from Disney that are kind of in the ilks of like Fievel Goes West, and that's that kind of animation style and storytelling too.
That's true. Kind of like the second tier, like the not very loved ones. That's true. That was that. Also, I'm glad you brought that movie up because I was getting ready to mention American Tail, Fievel Goes West. Because
like that movie.
All right, so this movie has a very special category for me. This is movies that are good, relatively good, except for one thing. And unfortunately, in that movie, that one thing that I can't stand is Fievel. I can't. He's the worst, man. I can't even deal with him. Like
he's really bad. He's really annoying. I don't know what they thought they were doing.
The timbre of his voice is so piercing and terrible.
Yeah.
That I can't, it hurts me. Like, especially that when he sings that, like, when he's singing that song to his sister, that.
Yeah, sorry.
It's so piercing and terrible. And I don't know why they decided to, like, make his entire family have an Eastern European accent.
That was wonderful.
And he doesn't.
Well, because they had to keep that going throughout the entirety of the film, right? And they couldn't get a child actor to do that accent for the
maybe they could try. I don't know.
Is that what you want? Is that what you wanted that child to try to make?
I mean, just because they're playing a child in a TV doesn't mean in a voice doesn't mean they actually have to be a child. Spoilers. That's the magic of the cinema, right? Just have a person do it. Oftentimes they're just voiced by women, right? That's how it works. That's what they do. But like, yeah, that movie's really kind of. I don't know. The premise is hilarious. The whole like no cats in America thing is super funny. Like right,
right, yeah.
I love that part so much. But like Fievel literally ruins the movie for me. Like I can't. It's so painful. And again, I haven't watched this movie in a long time because like it hurts me. Like Fievel is terrible. So I don't know. I don't know if it's not as bad as I remember or what. But like I because I haven't seen this movie in a very long time. But I do remember the last time I watched it just going, oh no, why? Because like the story's not bad. The other characters are interesting. But like
guess who produced this? Not directed, but produced.
I don't know.
Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It sounds like something he would do.
I had no idea.
There was a lot of time, or there was a big period where he was all about like kids movies and like little stuff like that. You know, I just remember that being like a big part of his like, not like a binge or anything, but it was like, we got to start making producing kids movies because there's not quote unquote good kids movies out there. And so I remember that being like a big shtick of some sorts of him being like, oh, we got to make good kids movies. But all of his movies were insanely ridiculous or just really weird. And like, boom, kids movie. Kids are going to love this.
Yeah.
Here's a mouse heading to America. Oh, and he's Russian. Like, come on.
No, his parents are Russian.
Parents are Russian.
Not him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Spielberg was really into this. Apparently, the way he shot it, I'm reading all this in real time. This is kind of fascinating, but apparently the way he shot it, where he wanted if you watch that movie, and this makes sense, the camera is never still. It's always moving. It's always changing and panning. And it was so labor intensive to hand draw all this that in order to make 1 minute of animation, it took the artist a week to do.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's pretty intense. Sorry that Fievel literally hurts me. Like, can't.
Yeah, and here you are complaining about it. It took 60 artists a week to make 230,000 cells for a minute of animation, and then another week for a single animator to finish 3 seconds of that animation to make put it all together.
Dang.
And here you complain about his voice.
It hurts me. I don't like his voice. It's so shrill. I know he's supposed to be a very small mouse, so I understand the choice, but I think they went too far.
Too far.
Like, yes, what would you expect a small mouse to sound like? Okay, I get it, but a small Eastern European mouse whose dad is like the heaviest Eastern European accent ever, right? Like.
Now, contrast this with a movie that came out before that, The Great Mouse Detective, and the sheer...
That movie came out after that, didn't it? That movie had to come out after 1986. Because American Tail is definitely 1986. That's what it says here.
No, it's 91.
The American Tail is?
Yeah, American Tail, Fievel Goes West in 1991. Great Mouse Detective was 1986.
No. Not Fievel Goes West. That's the sequel.
Oh, you're just talking about the American Tail. Oh no,
I'm talking about American Tail.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, don't come at with that. Don't give me that nonsense.
Sorry. Anyway.
Yes, the Great Mouse Detective, by far superior mouse movie. Right.
Yeah, when it comes to mouse movies,
it's true.
It's top.
Speaking of niche categories, mouse name 3 other mouse movies.
Okay, well you've got
that don't involve the words Mickey.
Stewart Little.
Stewart Little.
Oh, Stewart Little.
Okay.
Mouse Hunt.
Mouse Hunt was the one I was going to think of.
Okay, where the mouse is the main character, would you say Mouse Hunt is?
Yes, he's the whole
Nathan
reason
Lane's the
they're
main
there in the
character.
thing.
Okay, maybe. I'm gonna put an asterisk by Mouse Hunt.
Little, hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, Stewart Little,
Secrets
Great
of
Mouse Detective.
Secrets of NIMH.
Yeah.
Boom. Done.
Oh, okay. I'll give you Secrets of
Rescue
NIMH.
Rangers. Rescue Rangers.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Rescue Rangers definitely greater than Mouse Hunt. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, yeah. Man,
as far as like a movie about mice, I would say that Rescue Rangers is definitely better because they're like actual characters who talk. Right. In this list, Mouse Hunt doesn't really fit.
This is true.
I would say.
In case you're wondering, cinemamice.com is not taken, and so you could buy that. And yet.
Here we come.
It's the next big
Watch
pitch.
out. So here's the real question. Here is the real crux of this issue. Out of those mice movies, we need to rank them.
Mice and Men.
No. Definitely a different movie.
Yeah. Reel it in. Oh, cinemamice.com is available for $13 a year. I think this is totally
all right.
Anyway.
Well, watch out, guys. Look for our new side project coming soon.
Okay, so we're ranking the movies. What are our options again? It's
okay, you said Great Mouse Detective, American Tail, I guess American Tail Fievel Goes West.
We won't do follow-ups.
Okay, well, okay. So no follow-ups. All right, that's important. Secrets of NIMH, Rescue Rangers, and Stewart Little.
Okay. Well, okay.
Oh, the Rescuers. Sorry, not Rescue Rangers.
Oh yeah, Rescuers. Rescue Rangers is different. Also great. I mean, there are mice in that one, but that's a TV show, I guess, technically, because Monterey Jack and Gadget are both mice. But Chip and Dale are chipmunks, as we know. They also fly in that. I loved that cartoon so much. Anyway, sorry, mice movies.
Oh well. I was gonna say Ratatouille, but that's a rat. So
fair. That's fair. He's a rat.
We got to get this right.
That's true. Our listeners want this accuracy
and accuracy.
Sorry. We can add him later. So yes, out of these ones,
how many? We only get 4 Pinocchios on this. So
okay.
The Tale of Despero.
Oh, that's true. Now, full confession, I have not seen that movie, so I can't rank it.
What is it?
I just remember them.
All right.
Only movies we've seen. I don't know what that one is.
Yes. We'll have to add the to be continued, apparently. So, out of ranking, we'll just stick with these 5.
This is good.
Ranking these 5, the first 5 mice movies we could think of, not counting the sequels, of which Rescuers Down Under clearly the best.
Right.
Of the sequels. I'm talking about
yes.
All the sequels of like Stewart Little 2 and American Tail, Fievel Goes West, and there's a Secret of NIMH 2, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Yes. Out of all the sequels, clearly,
is it
Down Under?
It's Rats of NIMH at that point, right? Isn't it?
I don't remember. Okay. So.
Oh, that's the whole trilogy. Okay. Anyway.
Yes. We won't look at the expanded universes for now. Only the original movies.
So many episodes ahead of us.
It's fine. It's fine. We're curating an exhaustive list of rambling, silly podcasts for the internet.
You're welcome.
Yes. We love you, listeners. We're so glad you're here. Let us know your favorite mice movie, by the way. So, what are you thinking on? I am going to go on a limb, and from these, should we start at 5 or go up to 1, or start with 1 and go down? I think we should start at 5. What is the 5th movie?
The fifth one for me is going to be Stewart Little.
Okay, I was kind of thinking that too.
Okay,
Aaron, thoughts?
Yeah. I would also say Stewart Little as well, because like it's not really that memorable for me. Like I remember the big whole selling point of it, that he gets to drive like a cool car, and that was like the toy of the year. And I'm just like, Cool.
All right.
I was never impressed with it. Did Nathan Lane play a cat in that movie? Did he play Snowball?
I don't know. I don't remember.
How do you remember that kid's name?
Because I remember his voice, and I remember that being a big thing.
Who do you think it is?
Nathan Lane?
Nathan. Yeah, Nathan Lane is the voice of the cat Snowball. Very good.
Dang, Aaron. Look at that deep cut right there.
Pull.
Holy
That's
cow.
insane.
Okay, so number 5, Stewart Little. Okay, now I feel it's about to get harder. I would put...
Okay, hold on. What's our list again?
So we have Secret of NIMH, The Great Mouse Detective, American Tail, and The Rescuers.
Tail. Stewart Little, Great Mouse Detective, American Tail, Rescuers. What was the other one? Mouse Hunt?
No, not outside.
Secrets of NIMH, Great Mouse Detective, American Tail, and The Rescuers. This is going to get really hard. Sorry, you can go.
Hold on.
Yeah,
let me down.
I'm thinking like this is hard because like I'm sort of torn between because I like a lot of American Tail except for Fievel, and it really hurts the movie in my eyes, right? So I feel like I can't place it too much higher. And I really like, even though I think The Rescuers Down Under is a better movie, I still really like The Rescuers a lot.
Can I vote to make an amendment to the list?
What?
Okay. No. Here we are.
Okay.
Once Upon a Forest.
Never seen that.
What's Upon a Forest?
Once Upon a Forest.
Once Upon a...
I have never seen this.
Full movie. No, I have no idea what this is.
All right, carry on.
Okay, we'll have to put that one on the list with Tales of Despero. And apparently they're making a Redwall miniseries. So obviously, but they haven't made it yet. So
it doesn't really matter. I have seen this one. I have seen Once Upon a Forest where the toxic spill, somebody gets sick and the kids, the mom or dad is sick and the kids have to go and find the antidote to heal it.
Fern Gully? What?
I know, Fern Gully. It's Fern Gully.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
I was going to say...
I can't rank that movie.
I was going to say, going back to Stewart Little, if I wanted to watch something about a small person living in a big world, I would watch like The Borrowers, right? Or something.
Oh, that's true.
Because that is so much more engaging.
That tells that story better. Yeah.
It does. Anyway, so number 4, you were about to drop some...
Yeah, number 4, I'm struggling. I think I'm going to drop... I think American Tail goes at number 4 for me. Even though it's a good movie and tells a good story, I like a lot of the other characters. I think it's dragged down by Fievel a little bit. And it doesn't make it as good of a story. Like, if I'm thinking about, like, the characters, like, Fievel or, like, Bernard and Bianca, come on. Obviously, they're better. So, I'm going to I vote American Tail at number 4.
Yeah. It was easy for me. That's number 4, just because of the heavyweights that we have coming up, vying
That's
for
true.
the that these are being stacked against. So it as much as I do like the story of American Tail and everything there. I think just because
I love the parents, like, there are no what's in America. Oh, she like hits with that's great. I love it so much.
Right, like there's a lot to come.
Like that. We the weapon.
See, a lot of great moments, but because for me, because of what it's stacked against, I got to do number 4 too.
When just the characters are stronger in the other movies, I think.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron.
Aaron, thoughts?
So, like, yes, I can say, yeah, like, I would be okay with American Tail. For me, in all honesty, I never really got that connection with Secrets of NIMH. That was a movie that it kind of took me like a little bit while longer to actually kind of wrap my head around. When I was younger, there were like I could not fathom it. I kind of more closely connected with Secrets of NIMH 2, just because of the it felt more, no pun intended, more cartoony. Granted, it was a cartoon, but it didn't have like that.
It wasn't as heavy. You're right. The first one, the Secrets of NIMH is a very heavy movie
because I felt like the Secrets of NIMH series came out like not at the same time, but kind of got into that same mix of like Watership Down movie.
Oh, yeah, it's a similar vein.
Like, yeah, like, it not as dark, but it kind of fell into that extremely dark genre.
Oh, it's quite dark, like, literally sometimes
of animated films to me. And so, speaking, if you want to like a super uber like, oh, there's no way this could be like a sad movie, but then like, oh, psych, it's really depressing. Watership Down.
Yeah, right.
So to me, I never truly got that connection with Secrets of NIMH, because I remember watching it when I was like little, like with Collin. Like, okay, well, I thought this was supposed to be like Joy and Happy. Why is it like really dark? Like, I don't get it. And so Secrets of NIMH 2, like, there's music in this. Like, it's like actual like, there's some comedy into it. Like, that's
it's
not
physically brighter. Like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The other one was just like you need to physically turn your TV up. So for me, number 4 would be Secrets of NIMH. But I can concede that American Tail, although American Tail Finally Goes West was another one that I connected more to because it was more vibrant, more colorful.
It's true. Fievel's voice isn't as annoying in that one either.
Yeah, as a history person, trying to put like context into the outer world of like, oh, get all these mice coming into the new world, like what's going on. That was also kind of another one that was like a little bit darker than like what it should have been, but I didn't have a good connection with that one either, because I was like, mice. Oh, there's a cat. But I mean, a saloon tarantula. Come on, like, who can really beat that?
True. All right. So Aaron goes Secrets of NIMH at 4. All right. So next up, number 3. I feel like. I think I'm going to put Secrets of NIMH at 3.
Okay.
Kind of just based on, like, my ranking system is kind of going in the order of which movies do I want to, like, in the order that I want to watch them.
Sure.
Right. And I think kind of what Aaron was saying, like, I have similar thoughts about Secrets of NIMH. Like, it's a really good movie. Like, do I really ever go, oh man, I want to watch Secrets of NIMH right now? No, not really. So I think that hurts it a little bit for me. I appreciate it, but I don't love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot, like, the animation of the movie is gorgeous. The story is actually pretty interesting. The characters are really like well defined. But I just, for some reason, it does not really hit me. Now, again, I am basing this the last time I saw Secrets of NIMH, I must have been like 12 years old.
No, it's been a long time.
So a lot of this is like the feeling that I remember having. Right? So I fully acknowledge that if I were to watch Secrets of NIMH tomorrow, I might change my order. Right? So this is as of right now, until I see it again, which may or may not happen, let's be honest. I think I put Secrets of NIMH at 3.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is really tough. I am basing mine yes off of rewatchability, but also again I'm just looking at the list of other ones that are coming up, and I hate to be agreeing with you so much here, Brandon, but Secrets of NIMH is just such a weird movie to be put in with these other 4, right? Because of it is just genuinely a dark movie.
Yeah, it's very heavy.
It is very heavy. It is not something that's like, oh, I want to sit down and I want to watch this. It's like you really just have to take it in. And given, I think, my relationship with the other movies that we have coming up, it is something that I really respect, and I'm very thankful that it's there. And I'm probably going to go find a way to watch it after we're done with this because it's been forever. But right, but like I think so it's definitely a middle of the pack for me, and so I'm happy with it being at 3 as well. If we have the same 2 and 1, I'm really going to be angry.
I mean, we probably are going to. Let's be real. But Aaron, what do you think for number 3?
You guys pick Secrets of NIMH for your 3?
Yeah.
So we go 5.
Left, you currently have The Rescuers, The Great Mouse Detective, and Fievel Goes West. Oh, no, just American Tail. Sorry.
See?
So this one I for number 3 would be My American Tail, because kind of what I said before, like I never really connected with it, but at the same time, it's weirdly up there, like with not say like a cult classic by any means, but it's up there like whenever you talk about what kind of animated movies was kind of like the first kick into Disney stuff, and a lot of people talk about American Tail because it was
Disney,
different.
Or is it Don Bluth? Or was it Don Bluth when he worked at Disney?
Oh.
It is Bluth. I know that for sure.
The animation style screams Bluth.
Yeah.
It is Bluth.
Was it independent, or was he still at Disney at that time? Because I don't think that's a Disney movie.
Either or.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I still think it.
Yeah, it's just Don Bluth.
Okay.
It's a Don Bluth film. That's, yeah.
Don Bluth. Yeah. I still think, to me anyways, it's a classic enough to where when you talk about like films that were kind of like not like really trend steady, but
it was very popular at the time though, right?
Yeah, it's it came out, and then even afterwards, it even developed kind of like its own like little cult following.
Yeah, and a lot of Don Bluth movies are like that, just kind of in general, right? Like,
yeah,
his animation style is very appreciated. I mean, he did NIMH also, right? And, so I mean, he's on this list twice already. So like,
and Land Before Time, 1.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that
2,
up. Yeah,
3,
1,
4,
37,
5.
It's like the DVD release.
Anyway, but he is a very like cult figure because he's very respected for his like animation style, his artwork, his his kind of like eye for movies. So it is kind of, you're right, that I think cult is kind of a thing, especially now, right? Because a lot of movies from that time that were popular, a lot of them aren't. People don't care about them anymore. But I think American Tail, it still holds up. It's still a good movie.
Mhm.
right? Like, Fievel aside, it's still a good watchable movie. So I totally understand where you're coming from with the. I think cult classic is kind of a
It's very apt.
designation.
Yeah. Okay. So just to recap, so far at number 5, we all agreed on Stewart Little. Number 4, Brandon and I had American Tail. Aaron had Secrets of NIMH. Then we reversed those with number 3, with Brandon and I saying Secrets of NIMH and Aaron saying American Tail. We're on to number 2.
That's true. Where I think, I don't know. We'll see. Colin's gonna be mad because he might agree with me again. Number 2. Wow, that just means we have good taste in mice movies. That's what that means.
Wow.
Right. That means that we're secretly really good at ranking mice movies.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, we found our niche. Look at that. We're going to have to somehow figure out how to expand this movie to top 10. Then it'll be. Well, if we add in the sequels, we'll already be at like 8. So we'll just need to add like one more.
Right.
We'll have to watch Tales of Despereaux and see where it lies in the ranking.
Oh, man. Let's just be very real. There's a lot that's going to have to happen in my life to go down that path. So,
yeah, like if there was going to be any more snow days this year, literally it would just happen. It was like, well, we're just doing it now. So I think we may yet get the top 10 list, listeners. You're welcome for that.
Cinemamice.com coming this fall.
Yes.
Anyway,
this one's hard for me. These last ones have actually been kind of difficult. This one's really hard because these last 2 movies, I love them very much. Mm-hmm. Like these are also not really held up as pillars of Disney cinema.
No,
right? But like The Rescuers and The Great Mouse Detective I think they're fantastic and underrated movies. Like, I think they're great.
Oh,
I love
without a doubt.
So
100%.
Again, I really like Rescuers Down Under, but that's not on this list. Sir, not appearing in this picture. So this one's hard because like these both for me have very like full casts of like interesting characters, right? And like lots of cool stuff happening. I think I'm gonna put Rescuers at number 2. Because it's real close though. I love Bernard and Bianca. I think they are great. Like they're just perfect, right?
Yeah.
It's Bob Newhart. Is it Ava Gabor, right?
Yeah,
come on.
Ava Gabor.
Gabor, come on, man. Let's just be real.
I got her to voice a mouse.
Yeah, and Bob Newhart.
No,
come on, it's so good.
It fit him so well. And
I think that. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, right. You go.
I like the other casts, like the albatross, right? It's Orville, right? In this one,
yeah,
is funny. The cast of like swamp mice that they meet in the swamp when they go down there are hilarious. Right, they're a very interesting band of people. The fact that in this universe there is a rescue society composed entirely of mice, who for some reason, first of all, Disney, why does this series not have spin-offs? What are the rest of these mice doing?
Right.
Okay, there's like hundreds of mice in this room. The Rescue Aid Society is gigantic. This is the expanded universe we really want. Okay, we don't care about Marvel. I want to know about the Rescue Aid Society. That's what I want to know about. All right, that's what.
Right.
So I think on the fact that I definitely prefer the sequel. Again, it's kind of weirdly the trend I'm noticing on this list is the first movies and are different from their sequels in that the first movies are very like dark, like again, literally dark in this case, like very dark color palette.
Yeah.
Swamp, right? But like it's very dark. It's very serious, right? The bad guys have kidnapped a girl to try to hunt for pirate treasure, right? They're kidnapping girls from orphanages.
Oh, geez.
To try to hunt for treasure.
Yeah.
It's very dark.
And why did they need it? Because she was small and she could get through the hole, right?
Yeah, she was small enough to get. Yeah. And they were willing to kill her to get the treasure. So this is all it's very dark. Whereas the sequel takes place in Australia. It's like super bright colors, right? It's like there's a golden eagle is literally golden, right? So it's crazy stuff. So like the economy here is very stark between original and sequel, and apparently every single instance where there is a sequel on this list. But I think I put Rescuers there. It's really close though, because I really like the Rescuers though, and I really so Collin. We've literally never agreed on anything this much, listeners. This is really weird.
This is really insane. I don't know what's happening here. What is Venus in retrograde or something? I don't know what's going on.
I mean, always, yes, but that's literally moves backwards. But
you're right. Like it is very interesting. I have to say that as far as like a fully fledged, like what else can you say about the Rescuers in that? All that, what you've said already, how to me, it is very interesting how they took a kids movie and there's a very real part of this where it is very touching what happens in this movie, and now thinking back on some of these parts of what's happening, like when Penny is saying that she doesn't want to do something but because she's scared, and yet I forget her name, but the evil lady is like forcing her to do it, and Penny's doing it against her will. Like it's really like, oh my gosh, this makes me feel uncomfortable, and I don't like this. And so
it's harsh.
It's harsh. You're right. It's a good word. And then to come out of that, and I think as far as like good, like the ending to this one is just wonderful with her getting adopted, and she's got the cat, and it's just really sweet. Like I really like the Rescuers for that aspect. And so I've got to put it at number 2 as well.
Nice. Aaron
trifecta.
Because as amazing as that film is, I can quote the second one much more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Of Rescue Rangers Down Under. Joanna is just such an iconic thing. And I yelled at Kelly the other day. And she's like, what did you say to me? I was like, I called you Joanna.
Yeah, I also have this problem of like Susan has never seen either of those movies either, and I say things like that, and she's like, "What the heck are you talking about?" I'm like, "All right, we have to watch these at some point because you need to know."
You know what I say all the time from that? Please soup. Why is that in my head? Why? I don't know. And I think because that scene, right, where they get the pea to make the soup is just like this, like wonderful scene of like falling off the
ridiculous.
And it's going, and there's got the anyway. And
it's like a Rube Goldberg machine almost, right? Like it's the whole thing.
Like, how does anybody ever eat on time in the system? Like they're just waiting for peas to fall off. It's just like, please.
No, Lord.
So that movie to me, that was one of the very first, like, few that I was able to watch, like, the first movie, like, legitimately first, and then transition to the second one. But since the second one's not on the list, it's gotta be that one for me.
Right, I like it. Well, that leaves us with unanimous number one. the glorious great mouse detective, right?
Yeah.
Right? The Sherlock Holmes mouse story. It's so good, right? Like, again, I think part of it, a lot of it's like setting is like excellent, like the Victorian London thing. The portrayal of like Sherlock Holmes mouse is really funny. But the whole story is also it's still that touching story of like that little girl has lost her dad's been kidnapped. She's all alone. She needs somebody to help her. And like the Watson character, whose name's not Watson, and I don't remember what his name is. The Watson stand-in character is like the sympathetic one trying to help her out. Oh yes, we'll get you help. And then you have Basil, who's the Sherlock, right? He's kind of crazy, like Sherlock Holmes says. He's like a crazy person. And he agrees to help him. And there's lots of memorable moments with the, like Toby, the dog, right? And the trying to figure out what happened to her dad, and then the whole side plot with the villain and the plot to assassinate the queen, right? And the fact that the villain is Vincent Price. All right, yo, Radigan is voiced by Vincent Price. It's so perfect.
It is.
Talk about like the great castings in history, right? Like that one is just, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And again, what they have Vincent Price do, like on as the voice of Radigan, and
so good.
The things he's saying, but again, you talk about acting through a voice and how it was perfect for Radigan, who was a character like extremely over the top and like went from I love the transformation over him, and like it shows his true colors of like he's set up as this prim and proper and very straight laced,
like a gentleman, right?
And then it like devolves quickly, and then like oh no, he's actually insane, and like right, and everything that goes on with that, like that, Professor Radigan, and his cat, right, where he's eats the mouse, the mouse.
Oh yeah.
Cat's name was Felicia.
There we go.
Yeah.
Man, weirdly, Great Mouse Detective was also 1986. This is just like the secret best year for animated movies. Who knew?
I think that mid to late 80s is obviously very foundational for us.
that underappreciated era of animated films nails us. Yeah, I think it's just so good. The plot is like, it's just like goofy enough. Be like, they try to build a mechanical queen to like fool everybody and like kill the real, like what? Come on, like. But then you juxtapose that with like this sympathetic, like this little girl's lost her dad and she just wants help finding him back because he's been kidnapped by Radigan, right? So like,
but I like how again, you got both of those. You say it's a side plot, but it's really not. They're two separate plots that are evolving at the same pace because they're
connected together, right?
That's the cool part about it, right? That's the cool part, is that as you figure out, like, the reason her dad is missing is because of this plot, and they're just chugging along as fast as they can, and they culminate with the fight scene and
the end,
and the kind of weird, creepy not really explosion, but the destruction of the robot queen with like
it's a little odd,
oil in the eyes and the kind of going crazy.
Yeah, that's a little nuts. This is a really fun movie to watch. And again, my list kind of goes in the order that I want to watch these, right? Whereas like the fifth one is kind of like, meh, I don't really care. When the top like two, I'm like, I watch them right now. Like, let's go. Like, Aaron, your thoughts on The Great Mouse Detective?
Well, that was also that. What year did that come out again?
86, apparently. I did not know this. I thought it was later than that, but
so that, like, when I watched it, when
I definitely didn't watch it in 1986. I watched it later.
Kind of when I was old enough to like watch it. That was actually, weirdly enough, kind of the first I don't want to use the term first like movie to kind of like give me like the heebie-jeebies, because like that scene at the end where he kind of like the fight scene on the bell tower where he's just kind of all like torn up and so Radigan was doing his thing.
He's like devolved into full-blown insane, right? Like trying to murder Basil.
And then Fidget, his little bat companion guy, his
oh my gosh, I forgot about that, but that character's great
with the pig leg.
So the little peg leg.
Oh man,
little peg leg stuck in the little door thing. But every once in a while, like it's one of those songs. Well, like whenever you get like a song stuck in your head, oh Radigan. Like every time I see like a really like big chandelier of some sort, I always think of like the people like swinging off it. So that scene plays in my head rent free a lot. So it's just, I don't know what it is about that movie. It was also I don't know if it was also kind of like the first movie that I watched with like you guys on like a consistent level of watching this movie, some random movie like with my brothers was kind of like a neat little thing for me. But I don't know what it is. It's just one of those ones where I was just like, oh yeah, this movie's on. I like, even now, like I'm 30 years old. If that movie's on, like playing on TV, I'm going to watch it. Like,
oh, absolutely,
yeah.
And it's on. Pretty sure it's on Disney Plus now, and so that's what free weekend. Boom, I'm watching.
There you go.
But fun fact about I don't know if you remember. I think it's at the end where they're coming in on where Basil's living, and it shows that the actual quote unquote Sherlock is living above him, right? They live on the same street.
Yeah.
Right. That voice is the voice. They reused a voice from a 1966 movie of Sherlock Holmes by Basil Rathbone. And so Basil Rathbone was an actor.
Oh, really?
Basil Rathbone played Sherlock Holmes in 1966. They reused his voice to play the Sherlock Holmes in the movie The Great Mouse Detective. And the mouse's name is Basil. I love that.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know that. Man,
I just put like two and two together here. I'm reading through the voice casting because I'm like, Christ, a lot. I get down and there's a credit for this guy, and I'm like, what is? Oh, what? His name is. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Basil of Baker Street. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Anyway, no. That's perfect. That's perfect. That movie is,
great.
It is a wonderful movie.
There you go. There's our top 5 mouse movie list so far.
the ranking you didn't know you needed.
The ranking you didn't know you needed.
You're welcome.
Neither did we until about 38 minutes ago.
So there we go. At some point in the future, expect the top 10 list.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. We'll have to figure out some more movies to add, and we'll rank the top 10 mice movies of all time.
Adding it to the topic list.
There we go.
Yep. Very good. Well, I feel like we've helped a lot of people tonight.
I think so too.
So we can rest our heads knowing that the world is a better place.
I think so. Tell us, write in, leave a comment somewhere about your favorite mouse movie, and so we need to watch it, and we'll add it to the list and see if we can put it on there.
And we'll rank it amongst the current top 5 and see where it lands.
There we go.
I like this very much. Okay. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
Okay. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.